Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Outdoor Whistler. I'm your host, Whistler, and today we'll be doing a 5-mile urban hike through Eden Park and Mount Adams in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'll be guiding you through some of the history and sharing pictures along the way. I've included links to all the reference material for this hike in the description below.
The route we'll be going on today, Eden Park, was named for the Garden of Eden as it was called by Nicholas Longworth, who owned most of the land in the mid-19th century. Start our hike at the Elsinore Arch attached to the local Channel 9 station on Elsinore Avenue. Constructed in 1883 for the Cincinnati Waterworks and said to be inspired by the Elsinore Castle featured in Hamlet. As the waterworks expanded their water supply main tunnel to Gilbert Avenue, a valve house was needed to control the flow at the base of the steep hill. Because the waterworks wanted to enhance the landscape of the park and wanted the structure to serve as a new entrance to the park, they felt the valve house needed to have a special design. The tower cost $15,000 in 1883. Unfortunately, as the city and times changed, the tower lost its appeal as an entrance to the park, and as of 1988, the tower is utilized for equipment storage for the Cincinnati Waterworks. Here we can see the abandoned Elsinore Avenue steps to Mount Adams. Cincinnati, being a city of hills, was full of steps used to allow people to easily navigate from place to place on foot. But as the steps became less utilized, unneeded, or in need of repair, the city has closed many of the steps, as the cost to bring them up to code for wheelchair access is too great. Cincinnati is full of tile murals, and this bus stop at the Art Museum is no exception to the fine craftsmanship and creativity this city has to offer. Here you can see Cincinnati's outdoor playhouse. The Ottman sculpture is a 32-foot tall abstract sculpture created by Mark DeSilvero and is reminiscent of calligraphy strokes, and its name means World Soul. After going around the Art Museum, you will come to a little hidden street sign for Art Museum Steps, which are stone steps that lead down to Eden Park Drive. Once crossing Eden Park Drive, you are rewarded with the first view of Muir Lake. The lake features a giant fountain that shoots water 60 feet into the air. The American Discovery Trail, which follows much of the Buckeye Trail in southern Ohio, comes through here and splits off and continues west. The Spring Gazebo House is the oldest of Cincinnati Park's structures. This whimsical gazebo has become a symbol for the entire Cincinnati Parks system. Designed by Cornelius Foster, the gazebo was built in 1904 and replaced a spring house. Its brightly painted scalloped arches, tile roof, and ball finial give the gazebo a fanciful air and reminiscent of the Moorish architecture. From the gazebo, we hike east up the hill to Presidential Grove. This grove is dedicated to the Park Foundation presidents and has a grove of trees to commemorate each U.S. president. Each president has a unique species of tree planted for him in the Presidential Grove. The Milan Arch Bridge, which connects the Presidential Grove to Twin Lakes, is the first concrete arch bridge in Ohio, built in 1895. 4 granite eagles, each 5 feet tall, flanked the approaches to the bridge and were originally perched on the Chamber of Commerce building downtown and moved here when it was gutted by a fire in 1911. The Ohio Buckeye Trail, which is 1,444 miles long, winds around Ohio, reaching every corner of the state. Its southern terminus is here in Eden Park. One of the best known thru hikers is Captain Blue, a local hiker from Dayton. Here is one of the eagles that flank the Milan Arch Bridge. Across the street from Twin Lakes is Cincinnati's Vietnam Memorial, featuring 1 white and 1 African American soldier captured in a pose suggesting their grief and exhaustion from the perils and anguish of war all soldiers face. The Capitoline wolf is a bronze sculpture of the ancient Etruscan statue on the Capitoline Hill in Rome. It was a gift from the city of Rome in 1932 to honor the Roman general Cincinnatus, for whom Cincinnati was named. Behind the playground at Twin Lakes is a bronze plaque to honor and recognize all those who fought in World War I from Cincinnati. From atop the Twin Lakes overlook, we get a beautiful view of the Ohio River and the surrounding landscapes. The Twin Lakes Bridge separates the two lakes and is a popular spot for weddings to take pictures of the beautiful landscape. Off in the distance you can see the Cincinnati Waterworks water tower. The Ohio River Monument is a 30-foot high granite obelisk dedicated to President Herbert Hoover in 1929 to commemorate the completion of the canalization of the Ohio River from Pittsburgh to Cairo, Illinois. This is the old waterworks pumping station that would bring water into the reservoir. The ruined reservoir wall at the south end of Eden Park is a reminder of what the park was built for. Today it is popular with local climbers to practice and hone their skills. Next, we leave Eden Park and continue south into Mount Adams to see some of the interesting architecture, art, and views that it has to offer. The Steps of Cincinnati are central to a perennial Cincinnati tradition. Since 1860, the faithful ascend 85 steps of the Roman Catholic Immaculate Church on Good Friday to the church's front door from the neighborhood below while praying. Obviously, the Cincinnati view of the skyline is exceptional from this height. An ode to the Cincinnati Steps again as we leave Mount Adams. And there we have it, a nice walk through Eden Park and Mount Adams. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe.